Hi guys, and welcome back to another DrAce video, and today we're going to be playing MXGP 2020, and we are here in Teutschenthal for the MXGP of Germany for round 17. So here we go then on the grids, waiting for them to drop, and away we go. As usual, starting at the back of the grid, we didn't bother with the qualifying, but now going into the left-hand side, getting pushed wide a little bit, and trying to go around the outside of the other riders is very difficult, as Clément Dessalles takes the Fox's whole shot as we charge now, going into the big leap here, the big jump, as we now go onto the left-hand side. I see Jasconis, Jeremy Seewer, and now Mitchell Evans a little bit further beyond, but now that's a good jump. Diving up into the inside, is it possible not to take one but to two? Oh, almost taking out the Marshal there, but thankfully the game decided otherwise, and we now position ourselves into the top 10, or at least going backwards for the start of this Grand Prix of Teutschenthal. So race 1 well and truly underway with 2 minutes plus 2 laps remaining, of course, as we get in behind Arminas Jasconis. Can we get a big jump going up the inside of the Husqvarna? We can't quite do it. I think we have made it stick, we certainly have. Now, just to mention, Teutschenthal is a track that I do really enjoy, and I do feel very confident, as you can see there, going around the outside of Henry Jacobi, but Jacobi wants to fight back as we push him wide, pushing him to the outside of the track, as we now go into the left-hand side, around the outside of Jeremy Seewer. Not quite good enough to get past the Swiss man, but we'll continue to push forward. But Yamaha against Yamaha right now as we go for that wider line, as we now get stuck behind Henry Jacobi. Another Yamaha getting in our way to start off this early stage of the session, as we get a little bit out of shape there, just slipping and sliding on the berm in the middle of the track, as we now go on the left-hand side, as Jorge Prado has gone down. The former MX2 rider has just dropped the motorcycle somewhere. His KTM will be in the middle of the track somewhere. Oh, Henry Jacobi, massive moment for Jacobi. The Yamaha went strewn into the middle of the track and got in the way of Jeremy Van Hoorbeek, but Van Hoorbeek was able to get past him as he got a little bit of a mistake on the landing there. You see his left foot come off the foot peg, but now we're back into it. Nice big wheelie from Grant on board the Yamaha, getting into the left-hander here, the number 461, the world champion-elect, of course, running this world championship for pretty much all of the season. That familiar red plate with the 461 is on the bike, and speaking of the red plate with the 461, you can check out my Redbubble page and check out some merchandise which is now available with the DrAce MXGP styled red plate with the 461. But we're getting out of shape, going off the track there and almost into some sort of digger thing, and I have no idea what it was. Some sort of heavy machinery getting slammed into the side. That would have been good night Vienna, but thankfully the game saved us from that embarrassment and decided to rewind us back to the previous spot. But that is not a good job for us, because we are down to 11th place, and may I remind you that this championship is well and truly heating up something chronic right now. Like a Bunsen burner, it is now to the top maximum temperature, because this is getting very difficult for us, because I'm rather concerned on where Jeffrey Hurlings and Tim Geiser are right now on track. I haven't seen a hair of either of those men, and that is what concerns me, because if we're going to finish this far down and with only 2 laps remaining at the end of this timing session, this could be rather concerning for us. We could be losing a lot of points in the championship battle. Yes, there are still 2 more rounds after this race and the race 2 of Teutschenthal, but who knows what's going to happen in those 2 races, and who knows what's going to happen in race 2. Currently, as it stands, we're going to be finishing in 9th place, but I do feel we can do better than that. I do feel we can chase down Jeremy Van Hoorbeek. This final sector is where I feel very strong here in Teutschenthal, so we just got to keep on pushing forward, concentrating on the action that is unfolding ahead of us, and make sure this Yamaha can come on home safe with a decent amount of points. We'll get a good indication across the line in a moment. I'm trying to get a good glimpse on the left-hand side there to see if any of my championship rivals are there. Clément Dessalles is leading race 1 here of Teutschenthal of round 17, and I gave him a bit of a disservice in Lockett. I said he wasn't really a championship rival, but he bounced back pretty well. He's only 9 points behind Tim Geiser and Jeffrey Hurlings, who are both locked on points, which are in turn are both 42 points behind the man on your screens right now, DrAce, Matt Grant, the number 461 with the red plate, as mentioned earlier on. But these final 2 laps are going to be a very good indication of where we're going to be for the next race, because race 1 might start off a bit sluggish, but we'll do better in the second round once I've got the feeling back and the momentum and the experience under our belt. So let's just see what happens. It's all we can do right now as things stand. We are getting closer, but I've made a massive mistake. For some strange reason, the bike decided to scrub, and that made us... Oh my goodness, what a horrific crash that really was. I'm surprised the game allowed me to continue, because that crash was absolutely gruesome. I cannot believe I've just made a mess of that once again. That's another mistake on my behalf. This has gone pretty difficult for me, I won't lie. This season has featured some very many scary moments for the man on your screens right now. Behind Petrov, we do have a chance of regaining that 9th position, which is not all bad and doom and gloom, but it's not where I wanted to be. I wanted to be chasing down Jeremy Van Hoorbeek in a track that I really, really like. I feel like I should be doing much, much better than what I'm putting on display right now. Maybe it's the recording jinx that's happened, but Clément Dessalles sets us up for the final lap. No more laps after this one, so this is it. This is our last chance to do something good. We better make sure it counts right now. I don't know who's behind me. We'll get a good indication when we cross the line any moment now, but across the line we are 5 seconds behind the lead racer right now. I think it was Clément Dessalles leading the way with the 1:28.641, but Yaskonis, another Yamaha man, is on the tail of me right now, and I don't think he's going to mess up my chances. Surely he's thinking, you know, Yamaha, fair enough. We're not teammates, but we still ride for the same manufacturer. Let's not mess it up for him, but you never know. Video game format, don't think that way. We just got a glimpse of Clément Dessalles on our left-hand side of the screen. He seems to be very, very comfortable up at the top positions, and I kind of wish I was up there as well. Just seen Powerline on the right-hand side, but still no signs of Jeffrey Hurlings and Tim Geiser, the two riders desperate to chase down Grant in the sense of the championship. This could be a big one. This could be very, very big. And going to Shanghai and then to Uddevalla for the final Grand Prix, this could be going right down to the final corner for the final race if things continue. And I tell you what, I love that. I really do. However, maybe not so much when I'm the one who's competing in it. I'd rather have it done and dusted and be thinking only about winning races after that point. But here we go then. Can we get a move lined up or done sooner or later to Petrov? Not quite good enough yet. The man on board the KTM is keeping us away from the top 10, but we'll try and do our best now. Going on to the right-hand side, that's an aggressive move. I ever did see one, but I think it stuck. Clément Dessalles, CD25, the compact disc, has taken the victory here in the Kawasaki Racing team here in round 17 of the Teutschenthal Grand Prix. But I tell you what, we're hanging on for 9th place. Give it a bit of everything you've got, a bit of a wheelie across the line, and there it is, 9th position. Now let's see where our opponents finish. This is the most important part. So Dessalles wins with Koldenhoff and Cairoli on the podium. Simpson, Powerline, Evans, Siwa, Hoorbeek, Grant and Petar Petrov finish in the top 10, and there's no sign of Geiser or Jeffrey Hurlings. We've actually gained points. But now it's time to start it up once again for race 2. Too early on the acceleration. Race 2 early. Never mind about that. But getting onto the left-hand side, getting into this gaggle of riders here, pushing and banging each other in the first corner. But Tony Cairoli takes the Fox's whole shot for God knows how many times he's done that in his career. It's a lot, let me tell you. But now onto the left-hand side, we are into 9th position to start this one off where we finished at the end of race 1. But I still have no sign of Hurlings or Geiser. That is something incredible. I do see a Honda there, but it is Mitchell Evans, as you can see on the right-hand side. There is a KTM up there, but of course, as mentioned before, that is Tony Cairoli has taken the Fox's whole shot. So if we're going to take additional points in this one, this is going to be mad. Even though we're in 9th position, we could still come away with a little bit of a championship advantage, and that is what it's all about. Try and take as many points as possible all the time. But there is Glenn Koldenhoff fighting up on the inside, the man who finished on the podium in the end of race 1. But we dive up the inside of the man on board the Gas. Can we go around the outside of Jeremy Siwa on board the Yamaha? That's a Yamaha 1. Can we get past the Yamaha 2? Not quite yet, but we try and go around the outside. Not quite good enough to go ahead of Gautier Powerline, but we still have an opportunity soon coming up, but it's depending on where we go for it. Do we go for the one here on the right hand side? We can go either around the outside or dive on the inside. I'm going for the outside line. Can we go up on the inside, possibly for the next corner ahead of Mitchell Evans? Gautier Powerline has moved on through. He's decided to take it. Whoa, massive wheelie coming out to the left-hander there. Things are getting very aggressive in this MXGP Grand Prix here of round 17 of Teutschenthal for race 2. But now it's time to put on the gloves again and take them off, because it's going to be more fighting coming up any moment now. So around the outside of the Honda we go. Can we go to the inside of a fellow Yamaha? Bringing on the acceleration for the big jump on sector 4. As mentioned earlier, very, very fast sector for us, so we might have a chance of going into the berm here and getting some additional speed to attack Gautier Powerline in the bottom of this hill to then go up the hill once again. So onto the right-hand side, look at the speed we picked up there. Absolutely wonderful manoeuvre going up into the inside of Gautier Powerline. I don't think he'll appreciate that one, not at all, but for the time being, up into 7th place. We are gaining positions all the time, and as mentioned at the end of race... Oh my goodness, a little bit of a mistake there. Do we hold on to 7th position across the line? We certainly do, but then it is Gautier Powerline almost matching his race number, the term of gap, 26,000 of a second for the number 27. So now onto the right hand side, behind the two Yamahas. We really don't need to be infighting right now. Finishing behind these guys would be enough, but at the same time, Who wants to finish behind and be the lowest Yamaha out of the top 3? But here we go, pushing forwards now. There might actually be another Yamaha up in the front positions, but I don't think it is. I think it's a KTM showdown at the front. Oh, massive moment for Grant. Didn't even see that. I just quickly glanced away at the screen and something happened. And there is Jeffrey Hurlings. Hurlings has fought back. He's now up into 9th position. Goes the man on board the KTM. He's had enough of finishing behind me. He wants to continue this charge at this dominant form that he's been on recently, as we get a little bit out of shape there and almost going into the shrubbery and the trees there. Another reason why this Grand Prix of Teutschenthal is a beautiful looking track. Lots of, oh, Tonus has gone down. Something has happened to the man behind us. He was in 12th position when that occurred. But as mentioning before, Teutschenthal, beautiful Grand Prix, lovely area, and plenty of undulation, lots of scenery, and lots of good overtaking opportunities. But now we are on the trail of Jeffrey Hurlings. Oh, Glenn Koldenoff has gone down. Something's happened. Oh my goodness, I couldn't have chosen a worse time to have a look behind me, because it's no longer Glenn Koldenoff, it's now Tim Geiser. And Tim Geiser looks to be on a charge. Yes, there's a little bit of a gap as Cairoli sets us up for the final 2 laps. Jeffrey Hurlings there into 9th position. We will continue to try and chase him down and beat him by the final corner, but right now, as things stand, we're only going to take a little bit of a championship advantage. But there you go, Hurlings has already gone through on Jeremy Seewer. This is a seething pace as he just sighed through up on the inside of Jeremy Seewer. This is brilliant. This is absolutely brilliant. I was going to say the gap is somewhat oscillating, but I don't think it is anymore. Jeffrey Hurlings just decided to go for it. In fact, never mind. We are closing in on the left-hand side. Goodness me, MXGP can be extremely unpredictable, can't it? It really can. But onto the left-hand side, Jeremy Seewer's kind of getting in my way now. I'm trying to get up on through. Maybe here on the right-hand side, going for that tighter apex, almost touching into the barriers there. But Jeremy Seewer is positioned in the worst place possible for me. I like to go for that tighter line. Look at Seewer. That's a lot of skill points going around the outside there. And now going onto the inside, we do finally take over from Jeremy Seewer's 9th position. So Jeffrey Hurlings into 8th place. Is he still going to be moving up the order? He looks to be extremely racy right now. He looks like he's got a lot of speed underneath him and in board that KTM. We're going to continue to push and chase him down, but it's looking difficult because Hurlings is on another level right now. He's obviously miffed with his performance in the end of race 1, but for us, it's a simple case of keeping him within our sight, within our grasp. We're on the precipice of potentially going for a move, but it still can't quite get him. So Jeffrey Hurlings has been in a Yamaha sandwich for quite a long time now. He's been attacking Seewer, he's been attacking Grant, and now he's attacking Gautier Paulin as he gets on the right-hand side, and we'll start the final lap. The gap between Hurlings and Grant is roughly around a second and a little bit, but I tell you what, I am pushing so... Whoa! Slipping and sliding on the middle of the track there on board that berm. I was just about to say I am pushing really hard to stay within Jeffrey Hurlings' reach, but never mind about that. That has gone. I was, whoa, goodness me, I was so close to losing the bike there. It just span around, practically 360'd in the middle of the track. Yes, it would have been cool for a style show, but right now, it certainly isn't that case. We've lost points to Jeffrey Hurlings', whoa, goodness me. These tyres are just slipping and sliding all over the dirt here in round 17 of Teutschenthal, but we did lose position to Jeremy Seewer. Can we fight him back? Oh, goodness me. That is the worst thing that could have happened. And now, oh my goodness, we're practically stuck inside Tim Geiser. Tim Geiser's gone a ghost. Oh my goodness. As we'll now dive over the inside of Geiser. This Geiser's still going to be there on the left-hand side. Geiser, whoa! Geiser's practically sideways going over that jump. This is getting wild as we just touch the rear of the Slovenian's tyres. He gets a little bit out of shape on the landing. I'm going to go bumping into the wall there, slamming into the side of the Monster Energy line. Oh no, my goodness. Into the Monster Energy sign, and that is an absolute disaster. It's brilliant for the World Championship, I've got to be honest with you, because now we have lost all those points we gained by the end of race 1. Tony Cairoli takes the victory here in the round 17 of race 2 of Teutschenthal, but devastating for us. I don't even know what to say anymore. That was just embarrassing. Trying to get involved with Tim Geiser. Yes, the bike was getting a little bit loose and out of shape, and then we went careening into the... Oh, this is going worse. It's going absolutely worse. We're going to finish in 16th place. Careened into the Monster Energy sign and made a mess in the final corner. So at the end of round 17, race 2, Tony Cairoli takes the victory with Sean Simpson and Clement Desal on the podium. Great result for Petar Petrov, who finished in 4th, Van Orbeek 5th, Boges, Paulin, Jeffrey Hurlings in 8th, Seewer and Mitchell Evans finish up your top 10. So now we'll look at the Grand Prix results, and Cairoli takes the Grand Prix victory just ahead of Clement Desal. Sean Simpson in 3rd place with Glenn Koldenoff in 4th, Paulin, Petrov, Van Orbeek, Seewer, Evans and Brian Boges finish up your top 10. A 12th overall finish is certainly nothing to get excited about for us, but Clement Desal, after that terrific race here in Teutschenthal, has put him up into second place in the championship and is once again my biggest championship contender and threat. Clement Desal now only trails by 35 points. Geyser and Hurling slipped behind a little bit, but are still very much in the fight for the championship. So guys, upon the note, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, let me know in the comment section down below. Consider liking the video and subscribing as well. And if you want some DrAce merch, check out the link down below. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Ciao for now. Oh hi, didn't quite see you there. Good to see you're still here. If this video didn't quite set your appetite, then why not watch some more DrAce content by clicking the video shown on screen now. Furthermore, if you would like to follow me on social media, you can do so now with the links down in the description. Consider subscribing so you don't miss a single DrAce video.